Hi, fabulous ladies. It's wonderful to be here again. And to be here with Lungi Ngapi, who's going to be one of our speakers and who's going to share, I know, what is the most amazing story with us. So, Lungi, I think to start off with, what is it that you'd like to say to the ladies today?
What I want to say to the ladies today, in fact, even if you're not a lady, let me put the challenge on the ground. Please find who you are in you, because there's you inside you. And I want us to find who we are within ourselves.
And why is that so important for you?
The question of identity plays a huge role in life in general, and it takes you very far in life. When you know who you are, you tend to have the world into your hands. You tend to have the power to encourage, to convince others of what they should look for within themselves. So for me, I want us to start a journey of converting all the negatives into the positives. I always have an example of a chemist bag. A chemist bag is quite heavy with all the unnecessary items, meaning it will be your sleeping pills, your antidepressant medication, your calamine lotion, because we're trying to cover up whatever else is unwanted, but then the calamine lotion ends up exposing you that, oh, she's got chicken pox, and therefore we will cover that. But when I looked at it, I said, you could take the chemist bag and convert it into your cosmetic bag.
Absolutely. And what would that do for us as women?
As women, well, that will be our language, the cosmetic bag. You're not necessarily covering up anything, but instead you are enhancing the beauty that everybody sees on the outside. And obviously this takes place, Bev, after you had found who you are.
Absolutely, because that shines through, doesn't it?
That's true.
Okay, now I believe that you have got a theory around what a really good pair of shoes can do for a woman.
Yes, definitely. And I think I've taken that from me, self-experience. You know, when you put on flat shoes, you tend to be sloggy even in the way you dress. Where one time I spoke to ladies and I said, dress in the manner you wish to be addressed. If you're sloggy, you're wearing sneakers and you're into your tights, sorry if you love tights, then that's how people will address you. But the minute you put on your heel, your posture changes. The minute you put on your accessories, you know, you've put on a certain type of a top, a certain type of pants because you want this to match with the shoes that you're wearing, your posture changes. You don't become arrogant, but instead you say, I know who I am. I found out who I am. You know, I found Lungi within Lungi, and therefore I will even change the way I walk.
So I'm loving this combination of finding the inner and then letting it reflect in the outer.
Let it come out. Because somehow somebody needs to find out what happened. I decided to sleep better. I decided to stop worrying. I decided not to take the medication anymore that makes me look like a zombie, because I found out who I am. Hence, the way I dress has changed. Hence, the pair of shoes I wear decided to change. And therefore, the posture changes. The way I speak to others has changed because I found who I am.
Oh, Lungi, that's just so exciting, and I'll tell you something, we're looking forward to this so much. Lungi, as we, as fabulous women, prepare for the day, what is a question that they could go away with and think about as they prepare for the Fabulous Woman Day?
And some of us will probably think this has taken me a day to come up with, but I don't know. I can tell you now, I believe it took me 36 years to come up with this question. Who do you think you are? That's the question I want us all to run with. Take that home and just be honest to yourself. Who do you think you are?
Because sometimes when we hear that question, it's almost like somebody is accusing us. All right.
Exactly.
So what does that mean for us as women when we actually really ask that question?
When you ask that to yourself, I believe it gives you an opportunity to be introduced to this wonderful being that you are. Meaning, if you feel or you think you are this weak, vulnerable individual, you do not know how to lift yourself up, you do not know how to lift others up, it's okay because that's who you think you are. And as the rest of the women that are around you are actually supposed to say, fine. Now we know Lungi says she is this weak, vulnerable individual who cannot lift others up. Well, let us share with you who we think we see in you. Remember, we said in the beginning, find you within you. Now, who do you think you are? Once you've been honest with yourself in sharing with others, this is who I think I am. Let them think. Let them figure it out. That's who you think you are. You're being honest with yourself. And out of that, something beautiful should come out. Remember, we're converting the chemist bag into a cosmetic bag. You cannot have your chemist bag without understanding what the chemist bag means. Remember, pain before praise.
And then converting the one into the other.
Converting the one to the other.
And isn't that just so powerful? So looking to end off with, I think it's a question I've asked all of our speakers. So what is your superpower? What makes Lungi fabulous?
Sure. That's a very interesting one, and I got quite a lot of those. After I had discovered who Lungi was, I believe that made me realize that I'm fabulous. My face shape made me realize that I'm fabulous. I used to have a problem with having a oval shaped face, and I would think I'm not beautiful enough. You know, I'm too skinny, I'm too this and that. But the day I discovered Lungi, I realized Lungi is fabulous, in and out. Because I learned to make peace with myself, and I have learned to make peace with others around me. I have learned to make peace with the circumstances that I find myself in, and I have learned to take whatever that comes towards me in a negative manner, turn it around. There's a word that I've turned around for a lifetime, but I'll keep that for the 27th.
Oh well, there we go. We're going to have to wait for that. Lungi, thank you so much. And for the brand new fabulous event coming up on the 27th, we are really, really looking forward to having you there and sharing your energy. Thank you.
It's a very special date.
It is.
I can't wait.
And I want to hug. Oh, there you go.